Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into Meditation 101 Q&A with Deborah Deras. So we have a couple, well, some people have submitted questions, and we have some basic questions that even though those who didn't submit, it's something that everybody should know that, So let's get started. Are you ready for question number one?
I am born ready. And do you notice before we get started, we're wearing the very same color because we're synergized. We didn't even plan this, yet we're both wearing this orange kind of color. Isn't that very cute?
Oh, yes, yes. I figured I was going to go ahead and put on like like a whatever shirt, but I'm like, you know what? It's spring,
Keep it
coming
real,
up summer.
girl.
Yeah.
I'm in hot Los Angeles. She's in warm, hot Miami. And for all of you around the nation, you are going to be warm by the end of this call. Because when you learn the benefits of meditation in your life, trust me, you're going to heat up.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So once again, we appreciate you joining us on this Google Hangout or on the conference call. The first question for Deborah is, what is meditation?
So many times people think meditation is something mystical, that you need to be a monk sitting on top of a mountain and eating granola and away from society. And it's something totally mysterious, right? And I think that's oftentimes what stops people from doing meditation. Where meditation, the most simple definition I can get for you is being present. Being present. And just think about it. We are so blessed to have wonderful technology like Google Hangout and all of our tools, but we need to be able to tune out of technology and to be able to tune in to the Google search engine of our mind that's infinite. That Google search engine of our mind that has the answer, and it's about being mindful. Do you hear some backup noise?
Is there some backup?
Some backup noise? You don't hear anything?
No, no.
Okay. Maybe I'll hang up the phone. Okay, go ahead. So that meditation 101, first question, what is meditation? It's being present, being mindful in the moment.
Okay, perfect. So a state of mindfulness. Next question. What inspired you to be so passionate about meditation?
You know, I started this movement, Meditation Monday, and I thought it was my original idea, but of course when you go on the internet and you think you have this brilliant idea that's yours, you find out that 20 other people are doing it. And there is a lot of buzz around Meditation Monday, and I think it's because, I don't know if you've noticed, but doesn't time seem to be going by faster? We have already got some, it's almost May, it's Mother's Day around the corner, and it seems like it was just New Year's Eve. And it's the faster pace that our life is going, the more we go, 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 and do, and fill up our to-do list, it just gets overwhelming. And so one of the things that I realized was I was getting very stressed out, and I was having anxiety. And here I am, an international speaker, traveling all around the world, going on book tours, being a spokesperson, and yet I was getting anxiety. In fact, Sasha, I was having anxiety attacks, particularly when I was driving. And so I had to do something, and I had to do something drastic because everything else that I was trying wasn't working. And the only thing that did work to create not only inner peace in my mind, but clarity and focus in my business. Meditation isn't only about peace of mind. It's about being able to be creative, innovative, and on purpose with our lives. If anybody is in the back, if you can mute your sound so that we can hear you, because I hear some background noise, so that would be really great. So that is that's why I got inspired to do meditation, because all of my life I had studied different spiritual paths, and then, usually when it comes to pain, my mentor says, pain pushes until vision falls. And the pain of having anxiety attacks got me to finally, after decades of living and saying I want to do meditation and fooling around with it, to really create a blissipline, not a discipline, but a blissipline where it became a daily practice in my life. Not perfect, but a practice. And that's what we can all do.
Okay. So this is a question of my own. Meditation, some people might not have the right idea of it. They think that it comes with some sort of religion. This is something that people can just practice without being involved in any other belief.
Oh, that's such a good question. I like that, Sasha. Yes, actually, meditation originated back in ancient India and then also in the Asian cultures. And it was brought to the United States in the 60s and the 70s when yoga became popular here. But you can do meditation unattached to any particular religion. I don't consider myself to be a religious person, yet I believe in God and I am very much a spiritual practitioner. In fact, I'm a agape licensed spiritual practitioner, which is trans-denominational, taking the universal truth of all religions, Hinduism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, taking the dogma out and putting the love and the light and the God in. And guess what? They all say the same thing, whether it's the Bible or the Quran, the Old Testament, the Kabbalah, it's all God is, I am. And that's what meditation helps us to connect with, the absolute truth of who we are as love. And when we know who we are as love, when situations, circumstances, and conditions don't work out in our life, we're still able to stay on track. We're still able to be focused because we know that relationship, that condition, that circumstance is not attached to our good. Our good is within, and we're connected to that.
I totally, that's something I like that you cleared that up. Also, if you were to approach someone that you saw had a certain problem, what would you tell them? What should be the reason that they should meditate? Why should anyone meditate?
I believe that when you have a problem, and Einstein says you cannot solve a problem from the consciousness that created it. So your consciousness is a sum total of all your thoughts. And when you're in society, you're constantly bombarded with fear, lack, limitation, especially if you're watching the news night and day, right? You're going to hear all of this stuff. And all of this negative vibration, fear, is going to create negativity within your mind. And that negativity within your, oh, that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing the echo of my own voice on the conference call. I'm like, what is that noise? So when you are able to tune out the little voices in your mind and to tune into the truth, what happens is your problems don't go away, but your attachments to how you think things should work out change, and you're more accepting. I had a situation today where I had a contract that was very, very lucrative that was supposed to go through. It was going to be 10 to 15-year contract, and it fell through. And I had been working on it for 10 months. And at first, I was disappointed. But because of my meditation practice, I realized I know meditation puts people in alignment so that you're in divine right order. So whatever is for you, the universe is going to support and put on your path. Whatever is not for you is going to be released and it's going to be let go. So basically, meditation is going to give you clarity. So when things in your life come up, you're going to be able to handle them with much more ease and grace. I know that was a long answer, but that's the answer.
That is the answer. So, how would this benefit our career, relationship, whether it be personal or family, and abundance?
Oh my God. And let me tell you, I'm so excited. Okay. So I told you, I started meditating really just to get rid of anxiety. That was my sole purpose. However, when I started meditating, and by the way, I meditate 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at night. That's just what works for me. And we'll talk more about that when we get to the other questions, what will work for you. You're going to create your own practice. It's like people that take up running. Not everybody does the same trail. Not everyone has the same practice. You're going to do what works for you. So, I'm sorry, this light is beaming at me. So, how it helped me in my career, is that okay? Can you still see me?
Yeah.
So how it worked for me in my career is it gives me guidance. Like, you know how we can hear that negative mind chatter that tells us all the reasons why we can't do things and takes us out of the game? When you meditate, guess what? You are tuned into your intuition. That is your right brain. You're able to hear that still small voice that is loving and that is conspiring for your good. Guess what that still small voice is going to say? Go here. All of a sudden, you meet your soulmate at Starbucks. Go here, and all of a sudden, you have this opportunity for your career. Go here, and all of a sudden, you have an opportunity for another passive streams of income. Remember, meditation equals mindfulness. It means we're being present. So when you weren't present because you were so distracted texting, and nothing wrong with that, and tweeting and all the things that you're doing all day long, you do not have the time or the ability to download from your IGS, your intuitive guidance system that is activated when you meditate. Pretty cool, huh? So basically, meditation is your matchmaker, it's your career search, and it's also your financial advisor, all in one.
So,
for free, no charge. I like thank my higher self. I'm like, oh, thank you. That was a brilliant idea. Let me write that down.
It is, and these are questions, and I know I want to take a break in between all these questions to kind of mention out the meditation CD that you're going to be releasing by the end of this week, which it's available for pre-order. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, not the end of this week, but I'm going to be recording it, and then it's a pre-order now. Yeah, so it's called Meditation for Success, and what I did was I've been doing life coaching and private practice, spiritual counseling, and marketing consulting for over 15 years. And I found out that my clients all have the same issues. They want more money. They want to make money doing what they love. They want to have satisfying and passionate relationships. They want to have peace of mind. They want to let go of attachment to the past. And they want to absolutely live a life of balance and bliss. So guess what I did? I created meditation for all of those things for you. Isn't that exciting? So, yeah, if you want to order it, you could go to deborahderas.com/meditation, and it's $11 for the CD, and it is $7 if you want the download, and it's going to be available in May, but I'm doing pre-orders because I'm already selling them when I speak at the California Women's Conference in May in Long Beach. So I'm really honored that they asked me to do a signing of my meditation CD, so I wanted to offer it to everyone here before it's even available to them. So, thank you.
Okay, perfect. So on to the next question. Where should one meditate?
Can I just say one more thing about that CD? So when I was thinking about doing those topics on abundance and on relationships, my ego self said, what the heck do you know about those topics? You know, because the ego will always act from fear and tell us why we can't do something and take us out of the game. That's why I haven't done this meditation before that time. And then my higher self said, it's not Deborah Deras that's going to do the meditation. It is the higher self, my intuitive. So I literally was walking on the beach, and my higher self started speaking the meditation through me. And I was like, oh my goodness, I better record it. And I recorded it on my iPhone, and that's how I created the CD. So even I'm listening to the CD, I'm like, oh my God, this is good stuff. I got to take this advice myself.
Have you ever come across that perhaps you're giving one advice, or you know, whether it be on meditation or whatever the subject may be, and then you're like, you kind of have that moment of reflection, and you're like, maybe I should do this.
Oh my God, I have to tell you, I started doing one-on-one marketing consulting in South Central Los Angeles for businesses to increase their capital and their revenue, to hire more people, to revitalize the community. And I see clients, like 8 clients a day. And when I'm done with the sessions with them, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Because like all of us, it's really easy to solve problems for other people, but it's difficult to solve our own challenges. And that's why it's so wonderful to have our IGS, our intuitive guidance system, that's activated through meditation. Nothing else can activate this. Our mind chatter, it runs amok and just is so loud and on all the time, especially for us type A plus personalities. But when we can be still, we can listen, we can hear, and take inspired action. Many people think, oh, you either meditate or you take action. No, you meditate, you ask questions, you listen, then you take inspired action based on the insight. So go ahead. What was the question you were going to ask me? But that was an important point.
Okay. Has there ever been a point in your meditation process where your mind might be just too clouded, or you're just thinking about so many things at once? What can you do to calm that little voice in your head in order to really release everything and receive your Zen?
Sasha, you're such a good interviewer. You should be a host. Wait a minute. Are you a host? That is a great question. Okay. We can have fun, right? So that's the other side effect of meditation. You will be so much more joyful and energetic. People always say, what are you drinking? I do drink Starbucks, but other than that, it's all meditation fueled. So absolutely. So meditation is so amazing because it allows you to just have those thoughts go in one ear and out the other. The key advice that Wayne Dyer and Deepak Chopra give people, because I'm not the master and neither is really anybody at meditation. We're all students on this path. But some of my teachers, Deepak Chopra, who's doing a meditation series with Oprah right now, 21 day, you can go to choprameditation.com and join them. He says, be a unconditional, compassionate observer. So instead of judging ourselves and say, oh, there I am thinking again, no, guess what? Your mind is meant to think. So it's always going to be going. But as I teach you techniques, and every week on Meditation Monday, which you're invited to, we do it 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. It's no cost. You just come on the phone or come on the Google Hangout and join us, and you will get to learn each week a new practice. It's like running, Sasha. Not every time you go for a run do you feel like going for a run. But guess what? When you do it every day, you get a sexy and healthy body. Guess what? With meditation, you may not have a quiet mind every time you sit down. But when you do it every day as a practice, it's not perfect, but as a practice, it gets easier. And the benefits that you have in your life, you'll just start to notice that irritating people don't irritate you anymore. Or being impatient in traffic doesn't drive you crazy. Or you're just so much more in love with yourself. I'm almost going to cry. So one of the things I noticed when I started meditation is I would hear the words, I love you, like from myself. I felt, and if we want to have a good career, we need to be confident and love ourselves. We want to have a good relationship. We need to be the love that we seek. If we want to have money, we need to know that we're worthy and deserving of it. So do you see how meditation and the cultivation and the circulation of love allows all of that to expand? So there may be times that we have mind chatter, and we just sit with it. The first time I ever did a 3-day silent retreat, my husband at the time was like, you're going to be quiet for 3 days? I do not believe it. He's like, you can't even be quiet for 5 minutes. I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to try. And it was so magical because I was able to get to these deep realms of insights and awareness. And if you ever want clarity on your life, meditate. Focus. Clarity. That's key.
Deborah, you always seem to know exactly what to say. Ladies and gentlemen, this is something personal. Well, not quite personal, but personal experience. When I first met this young lady, she was just so friendly, and you see her from 5 miles away. Not because of the way she's dressed, just because of that aura she brings, and it's so natural to her. And as you see it right now on your screen, she's a very special person.
Oh,
We've spoken a lot about meditation, and obviously that has made you a big, has been an influencer in a big way of who you are today. But people also take yoga, and some might think that it's just, for the body. What's the difference between yoga and meditation? Because I feel like they have they have many things that, that bring them together, but there's somewhat of a difference.
Yes. In fact, in the Indian culture, they would use yoga to prepare you for meditation because you do the sun salutations to be able to slow down your mind chatter and to get your body open and receptive for a meditative practice. I used to think, because, I'm always wanting to do more with less effort. My book, Confessions of an Adrenaline Addict, is how to achieve more with less effort. So I'm like, let me be efficient and just do yoga, and that's my 1 hour meditation. No, no, no. It was not the same. I was trying to check it off my list. Because when you're doing yoga, you're doing postures and you're doing positions, and sometimes it's uncomfortable and you're doing new things. You're active. Meditation is shifting from the yang, which is the active energy, to the yin, which is the more passive feminine energy. And feminine energy is about being receptive. And when we talk about the yin and the yang, it's the universal law of circulation. We need to give, which most of us are great at, especially as Latinas, especially as women, especially as entrepreneurs. We are giving, 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 yet we also need to be able to receive. And meditation, we literally sit like this with our hands open, or I do, and I'm open to receive. What is the wisdom that you have? What am I to do today? How can I be open and receptive to allow my talents, skills, and abilities to fulfill my life purpose, my sacred contract? And that's what the meditation practice does. It slows us down into the feminine energy, and especially those single professional entrepreneurs. I do a lot of coaching with highly successful women, and they've got great degrees and they're making a lot of money, yet they're having difficulty in dating. And oftentimes it's because they're so in the masculine energy of hustling and working that they haven't downshifted into the feminine. And guess what? When you meditate, you're going to do that, and you're going to be more attractive to the opposite sex. Or the same sex, whatever you want. Whatever you want. It's up to you.
Whatever floats your boat.
Whatever floats your boat.
Okay, so we've kind of covered, we mentioned before about having the cloudy mind or the voices in your head, but when you come down to sit down and meditate, what mind state should you have? Should you have an open mind state? Should it be closed? How should your mind be?
Well, let me just mention a couple types of meditations. By the way, I have this book, 1001 Meditations. There are so many different types of meditations, but I'm just going to give you two right now. One is a mindfulness meditation, and one is a focused attention meditation. So when you have a mindfulness meditation, you are just mindful of your breath, or you're mindful of the space between your eyebrows. They call this the third eye, which is your intuition. Or you're mindful of just love, right? Or maybe some people are mindful of a mantra. The other type of meditation is you can focus in on sensations of the body. Oh, I feel this emotion, or I feel this sensation, right? So anytime that you have a thought, you can ask yourself, my meditation teacher used to say, where is your attention? Bring it back to the breath. We literally, when we did a 3-day meditation retreat, we did not have music, we did not have guided meditation, it was just silence. Just silence, silence, silence. I was like, ooh. And then he would just say, where is your attention? Bring it back to the breath. Like every 2 minutes, he would just keep bringing us back to the breath and back to the breath. And what I found is, I told you I was having anxiety attacks when I was driving, that when I drive now, I naturally go into that meditative state of breath. So I'm mindful of what's around me, but my mind is at peace. So if you imagine your thoughts like clouds in the sky, they can go in one ear and out the other. Quantum physics teaches us whatever we focus on expands. So if we don't put our attention to that crazy mind chatter, it's going to leave. And it eventually, this is why I recommend at least 15 minutes of meditation, because if you only do 5 or 10, it takes that long just to warm up, just to still the mind. Just like when I would go jogging, if I would jog for 20 minutes, it wouldn't be good because it would take 10 minutes just to warm up, and then I would have 10 minutes in my zone, and that's not enough of a cardio workout. Same with meditation. So it takes like 5 to 7 minutes just to, just calm down, and then you get into the state. And it's not always going to be this nirvana, blissful state, but sometimes it is. If you guys need inspiration, do you like bliss? Do you like ecstasy? Meditate, okay? It also, I'm trying to think of all the ways I can convince you. I don't really want to, the only reason I want to convince you is because I want you to be happy. Or I don't want you to be happy. My intention on this earth is to support you and being in alignment with your purpose. And when you're in alignment with your purpose, you are feeling joy, you're feeling bliss, you're feeling alignment. And so we don't start waiting for the job or the relationship to feel joy. We activate the joy within us to attract that to us. So it starts from us. We are the creators of our own destiny. We are creating our own happiness, and it starts from within.
You've just hit on a key point there 5 seconds ago, that we are the creators of our own future and of our own and of our present as well. And like you said, we mentioned earlier in the interview that meditation brings together many things, and every religion and every faith talks about the same thing, and maybe in code with different words, but at the end of the day, it's the same thing. This reminds me of the belief of The Secret. For many of those that are familiar with it, the energy that you give off is what you're gonna, receive.
Yeah,
and
the law of
now
attraction.
listen, it's a lot. I mean, and we can talk about this for more than just an hour. So for those that are watching us right now, that will watch us, just submit more questions if you're curious, if you're familiar with meditation, or if you're not, we really want to hear from you. Debbie, I know there's some points that meditation is known to cure. Can you name some of those?
Yeah, so meditation, there was a study, I think, I don't know if you've heard of transcendental meditation, but it's a movement that's been around for a long time. And I'm not a practitioner of any one type of meditation. That type of meditation, you need a teacher and you need a mantra. And people like Jerry Seinfeld are really great proponents of it, and a lot of successful people do it. However, that's not one of the meditation practices that I do. I practice the SGI Buddhism, which is, we do a mantra, which is Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, which activates the law of divine order, the law of divine synchronicity, to put you in the right place at the right time with the right people. A mantra is an energy, a sound, a frequency that allows you to vibrate at a certain level to attract things. Just like you said, the law of attraction. My mentor, Dr. Michael Beckwith, the guy with the dreadlocks in the movie, he's my mentor that I studied under at the Agape International Spiritual Center, where I'm a practitioner. And so meditation, whether you practice TM or whether you practice Buddhist or Sanskrit meditation or silent meditation, it will allow you to reduce anxiety. It will allow you to eliminate insomnia. This is another one of the reasons I started doing it. It will improve your metabolism in all of your systems. Why? Because anytime we are stressed out, it creates belly fat. Anybody have belly fat listening? It actually, because we're experiencing an overdose of cortisol, and it stores up right there. Our adrenaline gets pumping because it thinks it's an emergency, and it creates us to hold on to weight. Who wants to hold on to weight? Anybody raise their hand? No, right? Okay, meditation. It also helps with clarity. It actually has been known to help with ADD. And the reason I mentioned the TM website is because they did a study from Stanford University. This isn't Deborah Deras giving you this information. It's Stanford University. You could do your own research. So less anxiety, less insomnia, increased metabolism, more focus, more clarity. Here's another great one, more creativity. I'm watching the Steve Jobs movie on Netflix. I haven't got to this part yet. I don't know if they're going to show it, but he used to meditate for 3 hours before he ever went to Apple. Why? Because when you're going to create things innovative, like the iPod or whatever, things that haven't been created before, you need to tap in to not only your intuitive internal guidance system, but you can tap into what Carl Jung talked about, which is the superconscious mind. That's when you're at the Einstein, Mozart, genius level. You know, meditation, Sasha, will allow us all to achieve the level of genius creativity because we're all one and we're all connected. We don't just have access to the resources in our mind, we have access to the universal mind. But we have to be still enough to hear it, because it may not come in words. It may come in a color, it may come in a symbol, it may come in a dream, but it will download to us if we are still, if we are patient, and if we're open to receive.
You know, when meditating, you know, we're asking, this is a one-on-one kind of Q&A. When one wants to begin this, because I personally, I don't practice meditation as of yet, but obviously this has, I've received a lot of insight from you. When you want to begin, it's the best way to begin with some sort of professor, some sort of CD, maybe a book, or can you do it all on your own?
You could do it all on your own. You do not necessarily need to have a teacher. I am the kind of person that loves being a lifelong learner and a student. And when I was about 8 years old, I used to go to Christian church with one neighbor, the Jehovah's Witness hall with another neighbor, and then I was going to Catholic church, and then my mom had me in the temple. I was raised Jewish. And so I just love learning about all the different religions. So you do not need to have a teacher unless you're a the TM type of meditation, because you need a teacher to get a mantra, but you could learn on your own. You could decide, do I want to do a meditation with music? Do I want to have a guided meditation, which I'm creating for you, the meditation for success meditation. You can start with that. There's a wonderful audio that you can watch on YouTube. The artist is called Anugama. It's Anugama. I just love the Native American tribal beat. And I remember when I decided to really get serious about meditation, I heard the music at my nail salon. I heard it when I got a massage. I heard it when I walked into the bookstore. It was like my theme. It was my meditation theme song. So I think what I recommend to people is ask, what is the right meditation practice for me? And you will be led and guided to that. For some people, there's mantra. And like I mentioned, the Nam-myoho Renge Kyo mantra, that's the SGI Buddhism, where you believe that you can be enlightened, the inner Buddha within you, not Buddha outside of you, but the inner Buddha, like the inner Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all the same, just different names. But there's another chant that I absolutely love that I highly recommend, and it's called the Gayatri Mantra. This is Sanskrit, which is an ancient language out of India. And there's something mystical that when I listen to it, when I chant it, I cry. It just releases illusions of scarcity, of fear, of doubt, that every single time. And the artist that I recommend, her name is Deva Premal. It's D-E-V-A and then P-R-E-M-A-L. And she came to Santa Monica, where I live, and had a chant fest. And they did a 2-hour concert of chanting, and woo! Did that for my birthday. We were high as a kite just from chanting. We were like, whoa. I mean, literally, people are like, you are so energetic. I'm like, I'm high on life because of the practices of meditation, of yoga, of enjoying my life, of doing what I love, and being around wonderful people like Sasha. Come on. Why wouldn't I be happy?
Oh, yes, I appreciate that. You know, have you ever come across perhaps people that oppose the subject of meditation? And if so, what has been your answer?
Oh, that oppose it?
Yeah.
Yes, actually I have. I'm an international speaker. I speak on the topics of marketing and social media and everything Google. I call myself a Googlera. So I have people in my audience that have been raised, I think, maybe Catholic or something like that. And there is a belief that somehow meditation is putting you in a state of hypnosis and you may be susceptible to spirits. It has nothing to do with that.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, it's quite a myth. In fact, you can meditate with your eyes open, which the Buddhists do, by the way, or you can meditate with your eyes closed. Meditation is simply the act of mindfulness. It's the act of being present. So it has nothing to, you're not leaving your mind. You are just going deeper into the open receptivity of the insights of your intuition and that superconscious mind. So yeah, it is absolutely nothing to do with anything strange or spirit. It is just pure open receptivity to love and light. And who could be against love and light? I don't know. Inner peace. Did I mention inner peace was one of the benefits? So love, light, inner peace.
Okay, so love life in every single way.
Love, light, light. Yes.
Light, okay. So, Deborah, is there anything else that you'd like to mention? Any particular facts, perhaps, that you find interesting in this subject?
Yes. One of the things that people often ask is, where should I meditate?
Mm-hmm.
And I say, anywhere and everywhere. Just for fun, I have a YouTube channel. It's Deborah Deras Live, live.com. If you want to subscribe, please, to my channel. And just to show people that you can meditate anywhere, anytime, I will go to Starbucks, and while I'm waiting online for my coffee, I will do a meditation outside. I'll record it, do like a 90-second iced Americano meditation, right? I'll be in the park, and people will be getting arrested on the street. I don't know, it was in Beverly Hills, rough neighborhood. Somebody was getting arrested for who knows what, and I did a meditation right there while they're behind me. So meditation, you don't have to necessarily have the area be still or quiet. I know a lot of you mothers out there with children thinking, how could I ever meditate? I literally was meditating with my baby, 2.5-year-old god baby on my lap. And I was just like, and it was calming him down. You know what I found when I meditate outside is that birds and squirrels will come to me. They feel the vibration of love, and they start coming to me. I'm like the dog whisperer. I'm like, hello, Deborah, pet detective. So I recommend meditating anywhere you can at any time. You don't have to meditate twice a day. It's like exercise. You don't have to start doing exercise twice a day. It could be nice. But do it whenever you can. If it's better for you in the morning, do morning. Better for you at night. If you can't do morning and night, what about lunchtime in your car? What about lunchtime out at the park on a bench? What about sitting in your car before you walk into your house to bring peace into your house? What about sitting in the parking lot before you go to the office to bring peace into your office? Remember, you are the co-creator of your life, and your energy affects other people around you. So you can blame other people for being energy vampires, but you have to take responsibility for the energy you're bringing, and meditation will absolutely make the difference. Trust me. Believe it or not, I'm so much calmer than I was before. I know you kind of think I'm hyper, but before I was like, I was like a Tasmanian devil. I was dropping my cell phones in the toilet. I was falling down because I was going so fast. I was just like a mess. And meditation eliminated my focus problems, my clumsiness problems, my anxiety problems, my sleep problems, my losing weight problems, and just overall inner peace. So my recommendation is to meditate anytime, anywhere.
That's something that for a beginner, it might be a little harder to practice so continuously. When you began, what was your first step? How long did you meditate when you first began the process?
1 minute.
1 minute, right? It's hard to focus.
Yeah, I really did. I started just like when the first time, when I saw Oprah, my mentor, every day we would meet for at 3 p.m. for like 20 years, and she gave me all this coaching advice. When she did the marathon, I thought, wow, if she has like the kind of curvy body type, like I have a curvy body type, she's not like an athletic type build, and she did a marathon, I can do it too. And the same thing when it came to meditation. So I didn't start with running 26.2 miles. I started with running a mile. Then I did 3 miles. Then I did 5 miles. So with meditation, I started for a minute, and I literally would time it. Minute, we're done, okay? Then 5 minutes, But trust me, the longer I did, the more benefit I got. So when you do the little, it's just like working out. If you work out, like they say you could do a workout in 5 minutes a day. I don't think so, right? Even 20 minutes is a little pushing it. But I recommend working your way up to 20 minutes. And I decided, because I was getting so much benefit, to add an evening meditation. In the morning, I chant, and in the evening, I do a guided meditation that's really, really tough. I do the Anugama one from YouTube. I just sit down with my laptop, I play it, I listen to it, I set the timer, and I feel so good. I sleep so good. It's just an amazing experience to be able to do that. Yeah, so I definitely recommend working your way up to something that is manageable for you.
Okay, that's awesome. So earlier in the interview, you showed us a book. Meditation, was it like a thousand ways to meditate or something like that?
1001.
1001 ways to meditate.
Yeah.
Is there any other tool for beginners that you'd like to share with us?
Well, one of the things that I like to do, this is a contemplative meditation. And by the way, the practices for meditation, we're going to do every Monday on Meditation Monday. So obviously in this call, we're not going to get into a lot of the deep concepts because this is the beginner call. But just to give you a simple one, contemplative meditation is where you ask yourself a question and you just over and over contemplate it or think about it or ponder it. So you could ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? Look at that. Who am I? And just, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And then that's it. Or you could do, I like to do sometimes a chant or a mantra. I prefer to do the languages I don't speak, like Japanese or Sanskrit. But every once in a while, I'll do English, and I'll say, God is, I am. God is, I am. God is, I am. God is, I am. And that just makes me feel good. It just feels, see how I just did that? I already feel like, I feel nurtured. I feel like I'm getting a hug. So you have to choose what works for you. The same thing that I did with yoga. You know, for years I thought yoga was just for other people. I'm like, I could never be fit doing yoga. I was doing marathons, I was doing triathlons, and still not losing weight. I did yoga and meditation together for a period of a year, and I went down 3 sizes and without doing anything else. I don't run, I don't lift weight besides in our little yoga class. And I was able to go down those 3 sizes. People see me now that have known me from salsa dancing for years, and they're like, whoa, what's going on? And I'm like, yoga, meditation. So, yeah, it's just a practice. And, you know, this is one book. I also recommend a book, Success Through Stillness by Russell Simmons. He gives great techniques. Another book that I recommend is After the Ecstasy, The Laundry. And if you want to get information on these books and resources, I have a newsletter that shares not only meditation strategies, but also marketing strategies. Because when I'm not talking about meditation, I'm talking about monetization, which is a whole other episode we could talk about for entrepreneurs and how to monetize their life. So subscribe to my newsletter. Go to deborahderas.com. Put in your name and email. It'll say grab your book, and you'll get a complimentary copy of my book, Confessions of an Adrenaline Addict. So that's your gift. Everybody get the book. For everyone.
Thank
That's
you.
my Oprah moment. That's my Deborah moment.
I mean, you're such an amazing person. You know, like you said, marketing and meditation, it's something that doesn't quite go hand in hand because you have to be, I feel like a marketing or it's kind of being like a businesswoman. You have to be very strong and, you know, like, I don't know. I feel like you have to have a different presence. And while in meditation, it's when you have to be more calm. How do you manage that?
Well, that's why I was really fascinated by the life of Steve Jobs. I know he's not wasn't known for the nicest. He was kind of scrupulous. But when you take away that and you realize he was doing his meditation and then he was selling products that didn't even exist yet, right? And so it takes I think As holistic beings that are balanced, it's the feminine energy and the masculine energy. Like I said, the yin, that's the feminine, the yang, that's the masculine. And putting this together makes us a strategic and a savvy business and a career person. Because we could be marketing and going and taking that action, but we may not be getting the results. But if we are still, I had the blessing of seeing the Dalai Lama, and he said, 1 hour of meditation will give you more productivity than 23 hours of activity. Why? Because I can tell you, just this week, I had 5 new ideas for different streams of income. And because during the day, I'm more mindful, because remember, you're going to have a test after this. Meditation equals what? Mindfulness. Good job. Okay, hashtag mindfulness, right? Deborah Deras, mindfulness. So meditation equals mindfulness. So what you're going to find out is during the day, you're more aware. You're more aware of opportunities to market yourself. Not from a push, because see, the masculine energy is let's push, let's make this happen. The feminine energy is let's receive. Let's allow things to come to me. People are like, gosh, Deborah, you're so lucky. Things just fall on your lap. Things don't fall on my lap. I am in alignment with the energy of cause and effect, the energy of synchronicity, the energy of circulation. So I allow myself to be in the right place at the right time with the right people. It's very, very strategic from my internal guidance system, my intuition.
Definitely. Is there, I feel like we've covered so much, and I kind of want to leave some things for our next Q&A. We've already mentioned for your pre-order. Is there anything else? We've already mentioned where people can find you and subscribe to your newsletter, which is very helpful. Anything else you'd like to mention?
You just jumped into the ocean. Oh, am I in the ocean too? What? I don't remember.
Yeah, we're all in the ocean.
Oh,
how did this happen?
This is good because I was getting hot talking about my favorite subject. I'm like, woo, I'm having my personal summer. Okay. So there's so many topics that we can talk about. And what I want to encourage everyone to do is, this is a process. You don't have to digest this all at once. Join us every Monday for Meditation Monday. It's free. There's no cost. You can, if you don't want to watch us on the video, you can listen on the teleconference. Or if you can't make it at that time, you can listen to it afterwards if you join my meditation membership club. Just go to deborahderas.com/meditation. There's a whole bunch of information there. There's information on the CD, on the meditation club. And then on my Facebook page, I have 90-second meditation moments. But you can also go to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is Deborah Deras Live, live.com. That'll take you directly to my YouTube channel where you can subscribe, and I will create meditation for you. If you tell me, create this meditation, create that meditation, I'm here to serve. Because the more people that are in alignment with their purpose, the more people that are at peace, think about what the world would be. Just think about if everybody in your office was peaceful. Just think about if everyone in your family was in love with themselves and others. Just think about if everyone in your life was feeling joyful and putting that joy on you. The world would be a different place. We wouldn't be operating from fear, lack, and scarcity. We would be operating from abundance, love, and generosity. And that's what I want to do. And not that's what I want to do. That's what I'm doing. That's my contribution with this Meditation Monday and all of this series. And I think we should do another Q&A, right, Sasha? It's super fun, right?
It is very fun, and I want to get more involvement of your followers and my followers to really just come up to us and just send us your question or just curiosity. This is Deborah's job. I mean, she does it out of the love. This is our time, her giving out her knowledge for those that are interested in the subject. So yes, Meditation Mondays.
Yes,
I'm going to start joining you on that.
Oh, good. And I know it's a little late for you East Coast people, but I promise you, 10 o'clock, by 10:30 when we're done, you'll be ready for bed. One of my friends said she fell asleep on the call, which brings up one more tip. When we're meditating, we do not want to be lying down, especially not lying down in our bed, because most of us are either totally on, the alarm clock goes off, and we're already sending email messages from our bed. I know you are. right? You don't even get
Oh,
out of
yes.
bed. You're already working or you're doing social media, right? So, or we're totally off, we're sleeping. So many times when people first start meditation, there's a tendency to fall asleep because they're not used to just being in a place of neutral. But when you learn to be in a place of neutral where you're in the flow, trust me, you're going to love it. It's juicy. It's delicious. It's wonderful. So come and swim in the ocean with us and meditate, starting with you, Sasha.
I'm there. Literally, I'm there. Like the ocean's my backyard.
Oh, you're making me jealous. I got to
No,
come back
just
to Miami
kidding.
real soon. Oh, okay.
Okay, so I think we're going to bring this to a wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. I truly appreciate it. Please keep up with Deborah Deras. She's already mentioned it a couple of times, but here it is again. You can follow her at www.deborahderas.com. Also on Twitter at Deborah Deras. For whatever questions you may have, if you enjoy Deborah Deras and you have any questions for her, you could always use the hashtag Deborah Deras Meditation and tag her name on Twitter. Also, you can follow me on the SashaMarinaShow.com as well as Twitter, Sasha Marina. Deborah, anything you'd like to say so we can close?
No, I just want to thank you so much for your willingness and your openness to try something new and to take the adventure of having success with grace in your life. Many of us are socialized to think that we need to sweat and sacrifice and that if we're not sweating and bleeding that it's not worth it. But there's another way to live. And this is the journey and the path that I want to lead you on. So thank you for being willing to take this adventure. And I appreciate you. And what we say in yoga and meditation is Namaste. I honor the light in you that you see reflected in me. So thank you so much, Sasha. Thank you, everyone. My synergy lovers, the Googlera is, go and eat breakfast or lunch or dinner, whatever we're on right now.
Well, I think it's my bedtime, but it's your dinner time. Once again, I appreciate your time, Deborah, and I look forward to this.
Bye, beautiful.
Bye.
I just want